Hey, everybody.
Aw.
It's Monday.
Woo!
Hey, and this show is again proving to be the best of entertainment because I have my first cold since 2019. And because we are virtual, there is no chance you'll be getting the virus. Of course, I can't help infecting you all with clownmidia.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian Joe Marlotti, plus funny songs from Mosher, and a Patti melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I didn't get up and go away and come back like I usually do because I got a cold. You know, when you haven't been sick for years, being sick sucks. I mean, it really, you remember, you really think how well being well is good. So I am never touching anyone again. That's all there is. I don't know what creep rubbed my hand. And what kind of person is it that knows they're sick and they're still going to shake your hand or rub, you know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What kind of sicko steals a musician's sweatpants and takes them to his house?
Oh dear.
Inside gig for the show. Well, welcome everybody to the Virtual Comedy Show. I'm Brad Tassell, and we have a whiz-bang show with professional comedian and pal Joe Marlotti is here. Yay, Joe.
Yeah.
And of course, way too good for this show, but she likes doing charity work, the amazing Annie Mosher. Although she will not dress up for us. So, by the way, I wanted to start this week with something by mentioning that my parents, who back in 1976 opened a restaurant called Doc Pierce's Saloon in Mishawaka, Indiana. Doc Pierce's. I was 12 years old when they opened. Well, my folks, as of January 1, have sold Doc Pierce's. It's amazing.
Wow.
I know no one out there that's not in my town knows what a big deal this is. But it is a sad day and also kind of happy. Sad because Doc's has been a part of my life for 47 years. It was my first job, and even sadder, no more free meals. That's it. I've eaten free there. When I was a busboy at Doc's, you got the employee meal, which was a hamburger, but not old Brad, the busboy. I was eating 2 steaks and fried shrimp every meal. So, and it's also a happy because there is no way if they'd have kept that place that I was running it. There was no way in hell. If they'd have kept that thing and died owning it, we'd have had a fire sale. No, actually, we'd had a fire is what we'd had. So, okay. I mentioned this for a couple reasons. One, because the Federal Reserve raised interest rates another 0.5 point to try to stave off inflation. And many people worry about how high interest rates are getting after a few years because they've gone up quite a bit, I think I noticed. In 1976, when my parents opened Doc Pierce's, they borrowed $450,000 at 21% interest.
Wow.
Does that even seem fathomable to anybody? That is some loan sharp type vig right there. I mean, that is some big money. That is high interest. That is so high the bank would send Johnny the Nose to collect every week.
Hey.
Hey, can I get that 20% and some onion rings to go? So, but my parents worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to pay that off and make Doc Pierce's one of the top restaurants, even after 47 years in the northern part of the state. In 20 or 21, they were named top restaurant in all of Michiana, #1. And their motto for the entire time was always treat everyone with total respect and kindness, and they will always come back, which is beautiful. So what I wanted to do to start here was congratulate my parents, who have never watched this show and never will. I want to congratulate them, and also hopefully they will enjoy their newfound freedom to go out and tell people to screw themselves because they don't need them as customers anymore. I care my dad to sell. I don't give a crap. He can tell people your opinion sucks because 47 years. Okay, good. By the way, after the announcement of the interest rates going up 2 points, see, it wasn't my fault, said Jimmy Carter. Okay. People thought that was his fault, which it probably was. All right, let's do the jokes, and then I'm going to pass out.
Okay.
Number one, let's start. Here we go. Louis C.K. sold out Madison Square Garden last night. And Bill Cosby is going back on tour, everybody. So, yes. What's next? Woody Allen's clarinet masterclass for preschoolers.
I'm sorry, I have to pause there. That was a perfectly constructed joke.
Yeah, it is.
Very
Or
nicely
Matt
done.
Lauer is the new Bachelor.
Oh boy.
Or Steve Goodie's Sweatpants Emporium.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Hey, see, you're right. That was a perfectly crafted joke. Not as perfect as the one Jeff Shaw put online and a guy stole. Here we go. A NASA spacecraft took a picture of a formation on Mars that looks like a bear. Did you see that? Yeah. And when you zoom in, there's a bunch of hand turkeys. But it's only 3 fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Yogi,
All right.
what are we doing on Mars?
Why are we doing? We're bears and turkeys on Mars. I like it. We have to make things look like things. What does that cloud look like? A cloud. Stop it. Hey, Lisa Loring, who played the original Wednesday Addams, has passed away. Very sad. The two women who have also played the role, Christina Ricci and Jenna Ortega, have been asked by the family of Loring to grant her last wish and be buried with her.
No.
Now. That's kind of Wednesday, isn't it? Loring, by the way, created the role of the little macabre girl back in 1964, the year I was born. She was surrounded by her family, and in a slightly humorous moment, as she peacefully passed, her grip slackened and Thing fell to the floor and broke a finger. Hey, your dad's here, Steve.
I got him. And I want to point out, that was very good for the slightly humorous. That's what we look for in this show.
That was. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. No one deals with death jokes better than me, I think. Without being mean or mean-spirited to the dead, I think I do well with those. Hey, here's something you can do. Are you ready? For Valentine's Day, the San Antonio Zoo will let you name a cockroach after your ex and then feed it to an animal for $10.
I got to get in on that.
Got to get in on that. Hey, for an extra 150, right? For an extra 150, you can name an animal and feed the cockroach to your ex.
Ooh.
And for 5,000, you can feed your ex to an animal and call them a cockroach.
Yes, there we go.
There you go.
Again, it's perfectly
Well
crafted
done.
joke week.
For charity.
For charity. That's right. Okay, it is for charity. Hey, Long Island's new Republican prosecutor, Ann Donnelly, has decided she is going to get rid of George Santos. I'll see that. He's making everything. She said his inconsistencies and outright lies are much too egregious for him to continue as a congressman. Santos has said he will never step down from his congressional seat, and this will all be fixed after he and his adopted father, Mr. Peabody, take the Wayback Machine to stop Donnelly's parents from having sex. His name used to be Sherman, by the way. Sherman and Peabody. Who remembers that?
Oh, yes.
That's good. All right. Hey, another NASA joke, because they're fun to make fun of. NASA will announce this spring the crew for the Artemis 2 mission that will send astronauts back to the moon after 50 years, everybody. Wow.
Yeah.
They are looking for just the right candidates with training, passion, and the ability to lie convincingly in interviews for another 50 years that they actually went. And be able to say the earth is round without giggling. You know what? I do jokes like that, and I post all jokes that are not anything like that, and I'll get somebody to say, We did too go to the moon. Yeah, I know we did. That was a joke. Oh, hey, this is so sad. These things just happen. Cindy Williams passed away today. Aww.
Yeah.
At the age of 75. Look, another joke I'm going to make fun of dead people. But in the sweetest way. Here we go. Cindy Williams passed away today at the age of 75. She will be remembered mostly as playing Shirley opposite Penny Marshall's Laverne in the TV show Laverne and Shirley. Marshall died in 2018. So now they can have a Schlemiel Schlemazel Shiva.
Okay.
I protest that joke on
In heaven.
behalf of my people.
Protest that joke? Well, a Jewish person wrote that joke, so you can just...
Brad is Jewish.
You think I wrote that joke?
No, it's too
Corey
good.
Kahaney wrote that joke.
I thought that was the one joke you did right.
No, that was the one joke she wrote. Actually, there might be two that she wrote.
That's a pretty funny joke.
That was pretty
It was a
funny.
good joke. I thought I cracked up when I saw that. I thought Steve would like it instead of being grumpy about it.
I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, thank you. Hey, artificial intelligence is starting to be a problem, everybody.
Darn it.
I know. An intelligence chatbot tool called ChatGPT, which really, if AI is so smart, you think you'd come up with a better name for itself, like Brainy McChatboy or something. But this ChatGPT passed law exams in 4 courses at a university. It has written original songs, essays, stories, and even fooled scientists by drafting research paper abstracts. The big worry is that rich students will access AI to simply, it will do all their papers and exams and homework, and we'll get a bunch of lazy, pampered leaders with no thinking skills, originality, or thought process or morality.
Right.
Conspiracy theorists are calling this the 2016 presidential election.
Nice. Very good.
I write better when I'm sick. Okay, this one, Corey and I wrote together, and neither of us have any faith in it. Donald Trump is back on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, God.
I know. And to commemorate this, McDonald's, for a limited time only, will put the McRoob back on the menu. It's like the McRib, but there's no meat. It costs $12,000 and promises the evidence in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's got a spicy sauce. Spicy. All right. Hey, 2 more. And they're short. So be ready, Steve, with whatever we're going to do. Hey, an asteroid as big as a toolbox made one of the closest passes of Earth ever recorded. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
Yep.
I know. Luckily, it saw a few minutes of Fox News and said, nope. All right. All right. And this is it, the last one. And Corey Kahaney wrote the end of this one too. Bed Bath & Beyond is broke, bankrupt, and bye-bye.
Oh, is it?
Wow.
They will be closing most stores for plummeting sales and hope they can pay their debtors with scrub daddies. Okay. Hey, before we go on, Steve, I wanted to read something. And I noticed that Bob came in while we were here.
He's been here the whole time.
I saw Bob come in. So for Bob, Natalie Pierce sent me a message for us, Steve. Natalie Pierce was Valerie's sister. She sent us a message that she said she was having lunch with friends yesterday, and she was telling them how much she appreciated that we sent flowers. And we, of course, from Bob, heard such great things, that we sent flowers to her funeral and that we dedicated shows, that she cried when she saw when we were dedicating the show to Valerie. And she appreciated it so much that she wanted to tell us, and that Valerie really valued our kindness and friendship. And she would often tell her the next day after the show how much she enjoyed it. And she thanked us for our friendship and how much we did for her life and her kindness in her death. So thank you, Natalie. And you're right. We still think about Valerie all the time. So that's fantastic.
I'm glad you're here, Bob.
Yep. Bob. Not your Bob, the other Bob.
Not Bob. That's what I'm saying.
Not Bob.
All right.
Thank
You know, you set me
gentlemen.
up real good with a bunch of jokes, and now I gotta start from ground zero again. Thank you very much. All right.
Do it.
Let's do this thing. that Brad, he puts me in a reflective mood a lot. He just did. We're glad we had Valerie while we had her. A very, very faithful friend of ours, and we're glad Bob is here with us. And Bob is glad that Bob is here. And it makes me think about stuff. It makes you reflect on your life. What is your life all about? What are you doing? What's the point of everything? And then it takes me to this. Dr. Seuss. I always think about Dr. Seuss when I'm feeling reflective. If I ran the zoo, what should I be doing? And then I don't know that I want to run a zoo. I think I'd be better at running a Waffle House, I think. So tonight's top 10 category. Top 10 things I would do if I ran the Waffle House. Number 10. Only Frank Zappa and Anne Murray on the jukebox.
Okay.
Number 9. Open 2.4 hours a day, 7 days a year.
That's the most important.
Gives us time to clean.
Yeah.
Number 8. All bathrooms are trans only.
All right. Okay.
Means we have to do less cleaning. Number 7. Make it scattered, smothered, covered, clobbered, cauterized, circumcised, sterilized, supersized, alphabetized, fertilized, magnetized, plagiarized, pulverized, anesthetized, and above all, classified as advertised.
Nice.
Good. Thanks. These are the top 10 things I'd do if I ran the Waffle House. Number 6. Introduce Belgian as an option at last, and now it's the International House of Waffles. It was sitting right there all this time.
Yes. Hi, how?
Number 5. Add bagels and lox to the menu and make it a waffle house.
Give up.
Number 4. All employees must wake up at 4 a.m., milk the cows, and then drive to work in a covered wagon. Little Waffle House on the prairie.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Number 3.
Went there.
All employees must come to work with a syringe full of syrup. It's a waffle crack house. That'd be pretty popular. But even more popular than that is number 2. Every table is a breastfeeding table. And the number 1 thing I'd do if I ran the Waffle House. Put flowers in the windows and AstroTurf in the parking lot and turn this Waffle House into a waffle home. And that is what I would do.
Your forever waffle home. I hate that term, forever home, because unless you're going to be buried there, it ain't your forever home. No. Speaking of that, let's go to Sweatpants Lady.
Bringing her in, or am I bringing her in?
Oh, I got her. I got
Okay,
her.
bring her in. Hey, everybody,
There
it's
she is.
almost Annie Mosher. It's
Look,
totally
it's
Annie
almost
Mosher.
Annie. Drinking her coffee, hair up, ready to go.
You leave her alone, Brad.
I can't help it.
I know you can't. Well, I apologize for my co-host here, Annie. Can't help it.
He's
Annie, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to play the little intro thingy, then you're going to do a song, then I have to answer that song somehow without knowing what you're about to sing, and then you'll do another one. That'll be great.
Okay.
Here we go. Oops. Didn't mean that.
No.
Didn't mean that.
I'm not.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest, It's time for our musical guest. Mosher.
Oh, thanks. How nice. Hey, can you see the rabbit ears on the TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I can see one of them.
Okay, rabbit ear. Yeah, we've got a rabbit ear.
Classic.
So the funny thing about my songs tonight is that I'm out of funny songs. So I'm gonna do an old song and then a not so funny song. Okay. And you can't have funny without not funny. So it'll really set the rest of the night up well, I think. I got a toaster and it don't toast nothing right. I got $1, but it ain't taking me out tonight. I got a feeling, baby, moving deep down in my chest, that the worst of it all is I still think you're the best. And I got a highway, and it leads me back to you, but I live on a dirt road, and that highway I can't get you're so soft, baby, and I can't get no rest. But the worst of it all is I still think you're the best. I was gonna change the lock before you walked on out of my door, and I guess I'll see you later means that you ain't coming back no more. I was gonna quit my cussing and improve my grammar toodaloo. Oh, but to hell with that, I can't find nothing more better and gooder and righter and sweeter and nicer and neater than you. Than you. You know it's you, it's still you. I wonder if my rabbit ear is listening. I think it's listening. Well, I got this guitar right here, but I don't play so good. I got a gold card, don't you know? And it spins a little more than it should. And I got a crappy old Chevy. She really puts me to the test. But the worst of it all, ooh, you know the worst of it all, yeah, the worst of it all is I still think you're the best. Yeah, I still think you're the best. The mediocrely funny song.
Yes, it's a great song.
That
I
was
like that song.
Didn't you,
A
Bob?
cute and old song and
love
not terribly funny. So, Steve,
Yes.
can't do it. It's so sad. I feel so old. It's the glasses, it's the bifocals, it's the lack of, doing it upright, it's the tea.
You're fine. What are you worried about? Everything's fine.
Trust me,
The
you're not
pressure's on
old.
me now. I got to answer that song. You get to sit
It's my
back,
elderly
relax,
night. Okay, play us something great.
enjoy your tea. Go,
I
rub
know.
your
My Sudoku,
whatever you
my
want to do.
puzzles. Okay, go.
This song, this sort of answers that about the adoration you were expressing in that song, which was lovely.
Okay.
Imagine me and you, I often do. I think about it day and night. This isn't right. There's something that I meant to say last night when we were together. Me and you and her and me and you. No matter how you toss the dice, the number's 3. I'm guilty of a crime that they call bigamy. Rebecca, meet Heather. I can't see me loving nobody but you, except my wife. I'm not single, but baby, I really dig you. Put down that knife. Me and you and her and me and you. I think you're overreacting, dear. Just let it be. Just think of it as stereo fidelity. So happy together. Think about that one. So happy together. Okay, don't hurt yourself. Are you into leather? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. This song's not that funny. She boiled my bunny.
Oh.
Olé! And I would like to point out the only reason that song has anything to do with what you said is rabbit ears.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, another one from Annie, please.
That's so good.
And your son in the background.
Yeah, I tell your son we said hello when they walked.
Yes.
Is that the bathroom? Is that the bathroom behind you?
No, that's his room.
Oh, okay.
He lives in
Good,
the
because I don't want to
bathroom?
hear a flush right in the middle.
No, there'll be no flushing. There'll be no flushing.
There might
Well-
be a little of this.
Can never have enough cowbell.
Okay, so we'll do a group poll, but I do have a funny song that I've done on this show before. So I could re-up that one, or upcycle that song, or I could play something really dark and depressing. Which
Upcycle.
upcycle, right? We're gonna upcycle.
Never
Upcycle's
used that
good.
word before, but I like it.
Okay, so I'll upcycle. So this is the song I wrote. about a guy who, in the song, his name is Bill. And in my life, his name was not Bill. But I don't feel comfortable saying his real name. But anyway, I'm going to play this song, and you all know this guy. I'm telling you, you know him. Every single one of you. All right. I always see you here, hanging out at this bar. You're always much too drunk to know how drunk you are. So I'm gonna tell you what no one else will. Everyone hates your guts, you need to go home, Bill. Well, you tell dirty jokes and you laugh much too loud. You spill and slosh your drink as you push through the crowd. Then you sit up front and you talk through the show. Everyone wants to kill you. Bill, it's time to go. Go home, Bill. Go home, Bill. Go home, Bill. You need to go home, Bill. Go home, Bill. You need to go home, Bill. We need some sort of messiah who can save us from this guy who will not leave. Hey! I feel like a Muppet when I see myself on Zoom. Well, it's 3 a.m. and it has become clear he's ruining our lives because he's still goddamn here. So I'm gonna do the thing that no one will. I'll take one for the team and I'll go home with Bill. 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 Thank you. Yep.
You know,
Bob
You know-
here asked me if I could change his name to Bill, and I said yes.
You know what? I thought it was me till the go home with him part. Then I knew it wasn't me.
Stupid. Oh
Not a
my
chance in
God.
hell you'd do that. So, you know what? I have to tell you something. This is the first time that you've been on this show that I was either here or that the video worked.
Oh, that's amazing.
Funny.
I'm
Because
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
because I was so excited. It was perfectly clear, and the guitar sounded amazing, and your voice sounded amazing. And
God,
I'm,
that's a
I'm
rarity.
so happy. I thank
That's
you.
so nice to hear.
I have a request, Annie. Could you hold up your coffee cup to the camera or your
Yeah.
teacup?
It's a
Can I see
clutter.
that really closely?
Yeah.
I was staring at that, trying to figure out what it was. I see now that it's a ring, but for the longest time, I thought that was the love child of SpongeBob and Squidward.
Well, it is. You know? That's when if you're on psilocybin. Mhm.
It's a
Thank you very
clatter
much.
rig.
Annie, where are you playing live where we can come check you out?
I'll be at the Bluebird. I'm doing the guest spot, the Sunday night guest spot there.
Sunday?
Yeah, sometime in February. I don't know when. I'm terrible at this.
Figure
I
it
think
out.
sometime in late February. The 19th. The 19th.
I'll be there. Let's
Well,
all
get-
go.
I know you will.
Well, get those sweatpants washed then.
I'm getting them washed.
That was
Washed.
coming.
Thank you.
I knew that was coming.
Thank you, Annie. That
Thank
was
you,
great.
guys. Thank you.
Oh, God.
All right, where's Joe?
It's hard to believe that anything could follow that, but if anybody can follow that, it's our friend Joe. Bring Joe up
Yay.
there.
That's right.
No.
Joe Marlotti.
I cannot follow that, by the way.
You-
For two reasons. I'll
Straight
tell
up.
you why. Because
No.
you work the big ships and because you got a brick wall behind you. You're going to be great.
Oh yeah, it's a good look.
That means I'm,
This thing.
that means
Here
I'm
we go.
We'll
legit.
see.
Time for a big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday. Yeah.
Marlotti!
Woohoo.
I can't follow that.
And it said Monday.
Yeah.
That's
That's true. Yeah, it's fantastic. By the way, I just want to tell you, Annie, you guys are fantastic. I think you deserve another round of applause.
Oh, how nice. Thank you, Joe. How sweet.
And I love your scrunchie. That's a good choice on scrunchies tonight for the show. So and thank you very much, Steve, for recognizing what a professional comedian I am for having a brick wall behind me.
It's good.
It's so original, isn't it? I think a lot of comics think, "Oh, I'll make it look like I got a brick wall behind me, like I'm in a comedy club." On this show, it feels like I'm in front of a firing squad. So anyway, so guys, let's talk about football because that's something that's never been talked about on this show. Never. So seriously, I don't know if anybody watched the games yesterday. I'm just looking at who's on. No, but the point is, they were great. The games were fantastic, except the officiating. I don't know if you heard about this. It was terrible. Oh, by the way, before I get into that, did you know tomorrow in the Super Bowl, there's going to be, for the first time in history, two brothers are going to play against each other? Mm-hmm. Anybody hear that? Yes. Jason and Travis Kelce are both all-pro players, and they're going to play against each other. And this is the first time it's ever happened. They interviewed their mom today on the ESPN, and she was the sweetest. It was, if you saw it, it was the cutest thing in the world. And somebody actually had the gall to ask her, "Well, which one's your favorite?" Yeah. And she said, she was so sweet. She goes, "Well, of course, whoever wins the Super Bowl." So I don't know if you did watch the games, though. For those who watched the games, there was a lot of really suspect officiating in both games. Yeah. And it got to the point where it was so bad that people were like, I don't believe anything that's going to come out of their mouths. It got so bad that I thought maybe at the end, one of them was just going to pull a mask off and be like, "It's me, George Santos." Speaking of which, what has happened to this country, ladies and gentlemen? And by ladies and gentlemen, I mean all 10 of you. Where did it get to the point where people where lying is the norm? You know what I mean? Now it's just like everybody lies. You know, this George Santos, he never tells the truth. It's ridiculous. You know, Mark Twain said it best when he said, there are three kinds of lies. There are lies, damn lies, and statistics. He said that, yes. And the sad part is that only 40% of Americans believe that. I know. And the other 65% voted for Trump. You know? Do the math. Okay, we're moving on. Speaking of Trump, and I know we have already, but he has thrown his hat in officially. He's doing it. And I don't know about you guys, but as a stand-up comedian, I welcome him back. I mean, seriously, Biden is he's fine. He messes up a lot, but it's really boring. Whereas Trump, it's like he messes up and doubles down on it. I miss that. I miss that a lot. And talk about lying. That's the best part about this guy is it's constant. It like never stops. And the best part is he never apologizes for it. I don't know anybody who does that. I gotta be honest. I can't. I'd feel guilty. Wouldn't you guys? I mean, doesn't anybody feel guilty when they get caught in a lie or doing something embarrassing? I mean, I get embarrassed about it. I can't even, masturbate in front of my dog. I think you know what I'm talking about. My point is, but seriously, because I'm sure there's people who've sat there and looked at their dog and thought, he'll never tell. But are you sure about that? What happens when he dies and goes to heaven? And he will. Because they all do. And by some stretch, you get up there too, and you see your dog, and he comes up to you, and you're like, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh, my dog," and he's like, "What's up?" And it's like, "You can talk?" He's like, "Yeah, it's heaven." It's like, "Oh." Yeah, you remember when we used to sit in the room? No, I don't remember you. Wrong dog. That's why when I die, I'm going to have a tennis ball in my coffin buried with me, because if I do go to heaven, I want to have that ready. Because if my dog comes up and starts talking, I'm going to be like, "Whoo, there you go. I got to get out of here." So anyway, sorry, I'm trying out new jokes.
I like you have a plan.
What's that?
I like you have a plan.
Yeah, you got to have a plan. You always, I think about these things more than I should. Speaking of dogs, I don't know if Brad has mentioned that we work cruise ships a lot, and I was thinking about something the other day because I did an excursion on a cruise ship, which I'm sure a lot of you have done. And by you, I mean everybody watching, all the thousands of people watching out there. I did a thing called Pet the Dolphin. Have you ever heard of this? Where you go and you pay money and you go out and had these dolphins in this lagoon and you can pet them and like ride them and all this kind of stuff. And it's really cool. And it's the greatest excursion ever. But I could not help it the whole time think, how do the dolphins feel about this? You know, kind of creepy, you know, having another species come into your environment just so they can touch you. What if it were the other way around? You know, what if you're sitting home watching the game, you get a knock on the door, you open it up, boom, somebody throws a bucket of water on you and you get hit with flippers, you know?
Oh my.
And the other thing is, if you think about it, it's the same thing as like you're doing something with a dolphin that you'd normally do at home with your dog. You know, you're petting it. And instead of taking it for a walk, you're just taking it for a little, you know, little swim. Same thing. And if you actually paid for somebody to watch your dog so that you could go to another country and pet a dolphin, shame on you. Because your dog's going to find out. And he's going to because dogs know everything. That's why they're constantly looking at you. He's going to be looking at you and you're going to tell your wife, or you're going to be like, oh, wasn't that great when we did that? He's going to be like, let me get this straight, because I'm having a rough time understanding that. So you first of all, let's start at the beginning. You said we were going for a ride. You remember that? Yeah. Well, you lied to me, didn't you? You did. Yeah. You said, yeah, because we didn't go for a ride. You took me to dog prison. You remember that? Yeah. You ever been to dog prison? It's not fun. You know what those dogs are like? They're animals. Now, let me tell you this. Took me to dog prison so that you could go to another country and pet a fish? You know how stupid that sounds? I'm sorry, what? Oh, it's not a fish? It's a mammal? Okay, that's even stupider, okay? You paid for somebody to watch your mammal so that you could go pet another mammal? Oh, the only thing that'd be dumber than that is if you paid for it. What? Oh, that's it. You know what? We're done. No, don't touch me. Don't not unless you're going to pay me. Yeah? Guess what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go poop on the carpet. Am I done yet? Is that 10 minutes? Anyway, so reading in the news the other day, because I haven't written any segues, and yeah. Did you hear the Catholic Church just came out? And come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize if you're Catholic. Just put your drink down. But my point is, the Catholic Church just had they found out that they're losing membership for the first time in history. And yeah. And I was like, well, why is that happening? And I thought to myself, well, it's probably because they're not treating the flock as though they were, you know, like customers. I think they need a more customer-centric approach. Do a couple of things that'll make people more interested in the church. I've got some ideas. Number one, instead, you know, not everybody likes wine. So BYOB. I think, yeah, that'd be nice, don't you think? It'd be called kick-ass mass, and that would lead to manufacturing innovations, because you'd need to put drink holders in the pews. Duh, you know. The other thing that I think they need to ramp up is their production of the little piece of bread, the host. Okay. That is, they really need, they've lost quality control on that. I don't in charge anymore. It's not Jesus anymore, because he'd be upset. He'd be like, dude, that should be a flavor explosion. Okay. It does not taste good. You should put that in your mouth and go, oh God. And, you know, but nobody does now. They just kind of put it in their mouth and go, anyway, I hope I'm not offending anybody. I didn't get a lot of laughs. I hope you guys are. Yeah. Sorry about. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm a loving person. I, as a matter of fact, I have always taught my children that the only true 4-letter word is hate. And I have to be honest with you, they've always hated me for that. Speaking of which, kids, my oldest kid the other day came over, he called me and said, "Hey, Dad, we got to talk. I need to talk to you. There's something that I want to tell you about." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Come on over." And they came over and they took off their jacket and they got a huge tattoo on their arm.
Oh,
Yeah. Now it's an adult kid. I get it. Maybe they can do what they want, but I was, as a dad, I'm just like, come on, really? You've just really limited your employment opportunities by doing that. Okay. I mean, what are you going to do? Work at the weed store? And my kid said, "Dad, that's not what I want to talk to you about." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I said, "So what do you want to talk about?" And they said, "I got a job at the weed store." And so if anybody here needs any gummies, but seriously, I don't know how you guys feel about tattoos. I don't know how many people out there have tattoos. Raise your hand. Show me your tattoo. Who's got them?
Got one.
I'm kidding. Please don't. That was bad. I got in trouble doing that once. I was at a bar when I was, and this woman apparently had a tattoo on her breast. She told me about it, and I said, "Well, I have a tattoo too." I was lying, and she said, "Well, show me mine. I'll show you yours." And I'm like, "Oh, tit for tat," and vice versa. And really, that's a good joke right there.
That's a good joke.
That was the whole joke. That was it.
That was the whole joke.
Yeah. Anyway. So it's not an old joke. It's just not a good one, Brad.
I'd say that.
It just took a minute to percolate. That's all.
I'm terrible with tattoos. If you got them, God love you. I love them. I'm just not good with them. Every time that I look at one, I get in trouble for that. I don't know. I was at a bar not too long ago. I saw a guy, big biker looking dude, had a great looking tattoo on his shoulder. And I was like, "Dude, that is," and I'm trying to be cool and I'm not. I was like, "Dude, that is some awesome ink." And he was like, "Thank you very much." I said, "Who is that? Is that Ozzy Osbourne?" He goes, "That's my mom." And yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you do there? I was like, "She's pretty." So yeah. And I made a joke one time on stage about how a lot of strippers have tattoos, and I made fun of them. Okay. I had a guy come up to me after the show, and he was very angry with me. And he was like, my daughter has a tattoo, and you know what? She works on a pole. And I was like, "Oh, is she a stripper?" He goes, "No, she works for the fire department." I said, "You got me." I said, "I thought she was an exotic dancer." He goes, "Well, she does that too." I was like, "Whoa."
Whoa!
So she must be bipolar.
Oh.
Really? You want me to end on that one? I'm not going to. I have one that's even worse. Anyway, so I was reading. I like to, this whole world is crazy now, and I like to read positive things. And I read a positive science story the other day that is kind of gross, but kind of hopeful. There was a woman who wanted to donate a kidney, which is fine, and I think very admirable. And she went to go do it, and they tried a new procedure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. You can look it up on the Google. They were able to actually remove the kidney without having to do any invasive surgery by going through her natural. Yeah, there. And now you guys are kind of, some of you are going, "Ugh," but it's like, really, that's actually great because they didn't have to do any incisions. It was an outpatient surgery. It only lasted a couple hours. And they asked the woman afterwards, like, "Well, how do you feel?" And she said it was no more painful than actually going to the dentist. And I thought to myself, you need a new dentist. Thank you. I'm Joe Marlotti, professional comedian.
Oh, man.
How do you feel? Thank you.
Oh my God! I think the tit for tat joke. If you'd have done it as, oh, hey, so she had a thing. She goes, it was tit for tat. I don't know.
That's kind of what I said, Brad, but that's okay.
Yeah. But you said too quick.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where we improve our headliners' material.
Yeah, that's good. It should have been tat for well, you know how it would go. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
the other way would have been better.
Kick-ass Christmas mass.
Yeah,
I'm helping. It was Bob's idea.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. Is this all free, by the way, or do I have to bill you? I mean, do I have to pay? You can bill
invoice.
me?
Send us an invoice.
Good enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Where will you be playing live where we can come see you, Joe?
Nowhere. I have
All
no
right, then.
bookings
Glad you're
for
here
the rest
then.
of the year. And after that show, probably not gonna.
Well, then
You
I'll
should-
see you here for the next 50 weeks.
You should have me come open for you at the Funny Bone.
Strangely, I was just at the Funny Bone here in beautiful, bustling St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm trying to get another week at the Funny Bone at the other one, which is 10 minutes away from the one I just did.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe I'll come to Indianapolis. We can work a show together, Brad.
You want to come? You want to come do crackers for? I'll split it with you.
I've done a crack house before. That'd be fun.
Yeah, no, hey, I'll tell you right now. I'll call Ruth Ann.
You do that. I'm going to bring Patti in here.
Yeah,
Bring
let's
Patti
get
in.
Patty. Oh, look at Patty. This is
Patty
good.
will come too. Patty.
This
we'll all
looks
do it.
safe. This
March
looks
24th,
safe
25.
right here. Yes.
Patti is going to drive and
Wait, let me get my kids in here to see so you can show them what the safe way to do to drive.
I'm gonna
At least the
do
weather's
it.
nice.
Patty's going to show us how to do this.
By the way, I got the rabbit ears.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
It's time for a Patti Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says,
And politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patti Melt from the Eden's Expressway.
Hold on, I'm not as far along as I thought I would be. I got to park. I blame Joe because I was laughing. I started just uncontrollably laughing and missing my exits on the Super Bowl mom, who was asked who her favorite son who she was rooting for and the one who wins. Also, so many things I want to tell you about. Also, the dolphin thing. My son Griffin, who I just dropped off at the University of Chicago, he wrote a novel when he was in 7th grade, 146 pages, about how the dolphins evolved to the point where they basically massacre us for petting them at those excursions. Anyway, it's a good story. He was 12. It was fun.
Like mines. Yes.
So
I usually write
I
at
just-
12-year-old level too, so that's perfect.
I'm not finding the right light there. Wait, there it is. There it is. So yes, I just dropped Griffin off at the University of Chicago because he was down at the Federal Plaza protesting the Chicago Police Department in the wake of Tyree Nichols, and I'm proud of him. Only it's 8 degrees without the wind chill, -12. No hat, no gloves. I'm like, yes, you can have your civic pride and fight for justice, but please wear a scarf. So look at me. I'm like, it's so cold outside. I took him to a Japanese restaurant for some udon noodles, and there were these kids walked in with just hoodies, no socks, and gym shoes. I'm like, okay, at least you wore your jacket and your hoodie. I don't. I look. I remember being young and invincible, and the cold doesn't mean anything. Only back to Brad's point about being sick, and you haven't been sick in years. The problem is that we're over 50 now. I was sick for 3 weeks with the sniffles, and you can't cough in public because everyone's like, clear the room. I mean, you get a little bit of mucus, you get a little bit of snot, and it's endless. It's absolutely, I'm so sorry you're going through that, Brad, because it is not fun. I'm finally better, and that's why I'm going home and having some sake. That's what I'm having. That's how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to recover after a long 3 weeks of being sick, dropping off my son. I will say this. I am super proud today because we got an envelope from the bursar's office, which is a fancy way of saying the people who handle money from the University of Chicago. And I got nervous. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? For those of you who don't know, when Griffin was born, we thought we should really start a fund for his college. When he was about 5, we were like, we should really start saving money for college. When he was 10, I was like, we're cutting it close at this point. We got 8 years ago. When he was 14, we were like, he better get a scholarship. So we get the envelope today from the bursar's office. I was like, oh God, what did we do wrong? And so he does have a full ride. You guys, they basically are crediting us. I'm sorry. Wow. I just had sometimes you win the lottery. $45,000 a quarter.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, sweetie, you can leave your coat at home. Go protest whatever you want. You're doing it all right. I have no idea. Anyway, I think that I have to. Oh, I was going to say I really did miss my exit because of Joe. Thanks, Joe. Everyone has been brilliant tonight, but I don't know the South Side of Chicago. When they can't name a street, it's all just numbers. You're in the wrong place. That's all I'm saying about Chicago.
Patty, if you need help, I have a friend down there named Leroy Brown. Text you.
Leroy Brown?
Yeah.
Is he a friend with Jim Croce? Is that who he's friends with?
Yes.
Patty, you're the only person I know who can melt when it's 8 degrees out. Patty Vasquez.
Hey!
Patty Vasquez.
Where'd Brad go?
I didn't know you were done.
Oh.
I wasn't listening to anything.
I didn't hear you say you were done. I thought you were going to ramble on some more.
I felt like it.
That's how I
Long, Patty?
do. We're good.
All right, you rock. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
And look, I'm holding this dangerous thing. Let's do the intro for this stupid thing.
All right.
All right.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
Oh, it's excitement now. I've got an accordion, and you guys have to listen to it for a couple of minutes.
Open mic portion begins.
As you're aware, I'm working on this tribute to Weird Al, and I'm learning this medley that I wrote years ago, but I always played on the guitar. Now I'm playing on the accordion, so here we go. I'm going to give it a try. And it's not easy to do this sitting down. Oh, that's the end of my excuses. How come you're always such a fussy young man? Don't want no Captain Crunch, don't want no Raisin Bran. Well, don't you know that other kids are starving in Japan, so eat it. Don't you tell me you're full, just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have a banana, have a whole bunch. It doesn't matter what you had for lunch, just eat it. Well, I'm yelling and I'm playing, but I don't know what I'm saying. What's the message I'm conveying? Can you tell me what I'm saying? No, I'm going to the hardware store. People say I'm a geek, a moronic little freak, an annoying pipsqueak with an unfortunate physique. But the Frenchies think that my poop don't stink. I'm a genius in France. Talk with your mouth full, bite the hand that feeds you, bite up more than you can chew. Dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid. And another comes on, another one rides the bus. Hey, gonna sit by you, another one rides the bus. I just can't understand it. Why won't you return my phone calls? Are you still mad I gave a mohawk to your cat? Oh, Melanie, what can the problem be? Sweet Melanie, why won't you go out with me? I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck, pedal to the metal, hope I don't run out of luck. Wearing feather boas with sequins and chiffon, driving a truck with my high heels on. Hey! Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna educate you, gonna familiarize you with the nomenclature. You'll learn the definition of nouns and prepositions. Literacy is your mission, and that's why I think it's a good time. And he smiled as he said, with a twinkle in his eye, Merry Christmas to all, now you're all gonna die. The night Santa went crazy, the night Saint Nick went insane. Little eyes, he'd been getting a raw deal. Something finally must have snapped in his brain. I know Darth Vader's really got you annoyed, but remember, if you kill him, then you'll be unemployed. Oh, my Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. They see me mowing my front lawn. I know that they're thinking I'm too wide and nerdy. Think just too wide and nerdy. Do you think I'm wide and nerdy? Look at me, I'm wide and nerdy. OMG, I'm wide and nerdy. Hey.
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's amazing, Steve.
Weird.
That was 142% better.
Yes, it was.
Thank you very much. I've been practicing.
Weird.
Steve Goodie.
Ooh,
Yeah, wow. You have been
impressive.
You have quit
all I
doing
do
everything
now.
else besides
That's all
that.
I do.
That's crazy.
And now, I think it's time for Brad to beg for money. Should we do that?
I am.
And I'll take
Hey.
myself out, Brad.
That was awesome, Steve.
Now,
Well,
what-
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum. So what did you expect, Jack?
So, I'm Brad Tassell. This is the Virtual Comedy Show. And I want you to go to https, 2 little colon things, / virtualcomedyshow.com. and click donate to the comedians. First of all, so we can pay Joe to go pet a dolphin. Matter of fact, after Joe did the thing about his dog watching him play with himself, I thought he meant something else by pet a dolphin. I thought he was going to have his dog watch him pet a dolphin.
Oh my.
A little threesome with the dog and the dolphin would be pretty good. But, by the way, Joe, so about actually in the next week, usually between 900 and 2,500 people end up watching this show. But oddly, they don't give us money, damn it. So they're like, oh, it was free. So it's not free anymore. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com, give us $1 or $2, and we can also buy more sweatpants for Annie. I can't get off the sweatpant thing. And we should probably need, or we'll get her some nice slacks. She can wear to the Annie will get some nice slacks to wear to the Bluebird on Sunday. And also I can get some medicine because I could use some cold medicine right now. So go to virtualcomedyshow.com and we'll get well, we don't need to get Patti anything. We just know she makes $45,000 in college. I'm paying $32,000. So maybe I need the money. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and do that. All right, that's it.
I give out a worst joke. Let's do that.
Worst
Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
I can do that.
Perfect. The best intro to this segment.
All right. Worst joke of the week. 6 doctors in Australia swallowed Lego heads. That's a fun start.
That's a good setup.
Swallowed Lego heads to help anxious parents learn what happens when children succumb to the temptations to put the little round heads in their mouth. The advice, just tell your kids it's a magic trick. What goes in as a head comes out as stool.
All righty.
Hey, thanks for coming to the Monday Show. We're doing it on Mondays, now you know. So whether you're in Houston or in Buffalo, you should keep coming back to the Monday Show. We have a lot of fun on the Monday Show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. We're always glad to see you at the Monday Show. We hope you enjoy the Monday Show. You don't have to dress up, no. You can be like Brad and go commando. And we'll see you next week at the Monday Show. We'll see you next week at the Monday Show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com. That's right.
That's the end.